Hello, my fellow senior citizens. I'm Mike Hughes Hayes. Welcome to the Senior AI Foundation. Today, we're coming to you straight from our new AI kitchen. Now, you've already heard the buzz, the AI jargon, and you've probably felt a little overwhelmed by how fast the world is changing. But here's the secret: AI does not need to be a mystery. In our audio video AI podcast listening explainers, we're breaking it down, serving up bite-sized practical steps that actually make sense to you. Start with just the simple things that you need to navigate your personal future with confidence. So let's prepare to cook with a 2-minute brief from our AI explainers. Together, we can simplify AI.
Okay, let's talk about how to pass down a lifetime of wisdom. Turns out there's a recipe for it. In our crazy fast world, so much wisdom gets lost. But what if it didn't have to be that way? Well, the Senior AI Foundation has this really cool idea. They treat AI like a kind of creative kitchen. And this really gets to the heart of it all. The more you share, the richer everyone gets. They call this AI reasonability. It's not about replacing you, it's about being a thinking partner. So, they have this 3-step process to turn wisdom into a legacy. Let's break it down. Okay, step 1, gathering your ingredients. And for that, we're using Google's Gemini as our sous chef. It's super simple. A daily chat with Gemini basically creates the menu for your day's creative work. So you see, each tool has a very specific job. Gemini is the prep cook, while Notebook LM is the oven. All right, your ideas are prepped. Now it's time to actually cook your story in the AI kitchen. This is where it gets personal. Notebook LM uses your notes and stories to bring your ideas to life. They call this strawberry telling. It's a clever way to make big ideas simple and, well, sweet. So you've cooked up something amazing. Now it's time to serve it up for everyone to enjoy. And tools like Gamma and YouTube make it so easy to present your legacy beautifully. So what's the real point of all this? It's actually way bigger than just the tech. The whole mission is about connecting generations. It's about making sure that wisdom gets passed on. And to get this message out there, they have a pretty significant resource helping them. Yeah, check this out. A Google Odd grant gives them $120,000 a year to scale this whole mission. And their goal is huge. They want to empower 1 million seniors with this reasonability. And this is the big aha moment for everyone. AI doesn't replace you, it amplifies you. So it's not just about saving old memories, it's about creating a living legacy for the future. All right, today we're jumping into something really special. It's called the Senior AI Success Recipe. And no, we're not baking bread, we're cooking up a legacy. We're going to explore this incredible idea of mixing a lifetime of wisdom with the power of AI. I mean, think about it for a second. This is a huge question, right? You've got entire generations of experience, all these amazing stories, all that context. And in a world that's moving at lightning speed, how do you stop all that incredible knowledge from just, disappearing? So what's the answer? Well, get this. The answer might just be in a kitchen. Yeah, an AI kitchen. We're not talking about complicated code or some scary tech manual. Nope, the solution is somewhere way more familiar, way more creative. And this brings us to the whole concept of the Senior AI Kitchen. This is where wisdom is the main ingredient. It's the core idea from the Senior AI Foundation. And they're asking us to forget everything we think we know about AI. That it's cold, that it's difficult. They're totally reframing it. In this kitchen, tech is just a tool. The real 5-star ingredient, it's human experience. The whole point is to just get rid of that fear factor. The Senior AI Foundation is basically transforming digital literacy by treating AI like a kitchen you already know how to use. By turning it into familiar tools, they make it accessible, even fun. It's all about replacing that intimidation with this amazing sense of creative possibility. Okay, so let's look at the ingredients for these digital creations. Here's how they break it down. Gemini, that's your creative companion. Kind of like a sous chef who helps you brainstorm ideas. Then you've got Notebook LM. Think of that as your digital oven, where all those ideas get to simmer and really develop. Gamma.app, that's for plating and presentation, making everything look fantastic. And finally, YouTube. Well, that's where you share the feast with everybody. Now, this is absolutely key. They call it AI reasonability. And it's not just about getting AI to do tasks for you. No way. It's about using it as a partner. A partner to help you analyze, to refine it, and to really articulate your own unique point of view. It's not outsourcing your brain. It's about giving it a powerful new tool. And I love this next part. They have a technique called strawberry telling. It's such a perfect way to think about sharing complex stories simply. You take the seeds of a big idea, all the complicated parts, and you present the sweet fruit of the story. It makes your wisdom so much more digestible and engaging for anyone listening. All right, so let's get practical. How do you actually do this? How does it all come together in what they call the spark to legacy recipe? We're talking about going from just a single thought to a story that can last forever. And the process is actually really straightforward. Step 1, the raw ingredients. That's you, your wisdom, your life experiences. Step 2 is the AI spark. You use something like Gemini to help outline your story, to turn that thought into a real narrative. Then, step 3, the slow simmer. This happens in Notebook LM. And what's so cool is you can use your own documents, your own writing, so the AI actually learns your voice. And finally, step 4, the grand opening. You share your creation with the world using something like Gamma.app or YouTube. And this leads to such a powerful realization. I mean, listen to this quote. I am not being replaced by AI. I am being amplified by it. That's the aha moment right there. It's this huge emotional shift where you realize this tech isn't a threat. It's a tool to make your own voice, your own wisdom that much louder. But, making something is only half the battle. The real magic starts when you share it. And that brings us to the next section, sharing the digital feast, or what they call the Reciprocity Recipe. The whole idea here is that in this kitchen, the more recipes you give away, the more the community fills your cupboards with wisdom. It's this incredible cycle, right? The more you share, the more others share. And pretty soon, everyone's got a pantry full of amazing stories and insights. So how does it work? It's a really simple give and ask rhythm. You give by sharing your process. You ask others to share their journey. You give by showing how you organize your thoughts. And then you ask, hey, what recipe for life will you preserve? It's this beautiful back and forth that builds a really strong, supportive community where everyone gets to be both a teacher and a student. And it all comes down to this one simple rule, the law of the senior AI kitchen. We give the tech, they give the heart. I mean, that just says it all, doesn't it? It's the perfect summary of the partnership. The tech is just the tool, the heart, the stories, the wisdom. That's what makes it all matter. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. What's the big picture here? What's the mission behind all of this? Let's talk about a million voices amplified. The mission of the Senior AI Foundation is really clear, and it's so powerful. They want to empower seniors by bridging that tech gap, helping them amplify their own voices, and maybe most importantly, strengthening those connections between generations. And they're not thinking small. They have a number in mind, 1 million. The goal is to empower 1 million seniors with this AI reasonability we've been talking about. So how are they going to reach that many people? Well, one of their most powerful tools is $10,000. That's the amount they get in a monthly ad grant from Google. It lets them get the word out and invite more and more people into this AI kitchen. And it's really important to know that this is a nonprofit. Their whole focus is on making sure this accessible approach reaches everyone. It's all about making sure this amazing recipe for success is available to anyone who has a story to tell. So I want to leave you with this one last thought to chew on. What if the wisdom of an entire generation could become a living, searchable legacy? What if all those stories, all that experience wasn't just stuck in memory? Imagine it becoming a library that future generations can explore and learn from. The potential is just absolutely incredible. Thanks so much for joining me.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Let's go.
Today, we're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating piece of source material. It frames AI literacy in a way I haven't quite seen before.
Mm-hmm. Not just as a set of, technical skills.
Exactly. It's a deliberate, structured process. They call it the Senior AI Success Recipe. And it really is framed almost like a guaranteed culinary recipe.
It's a wonderful approach, isn't it? They've managed to, I think, strip away a lot of the intimidation that comes with artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
But treating the learning curve just like you would mastering a kitchen routine. The promise isn't just here's how to use it, but a guaranteed reproducible result.
Right. For personal projects, community projects, all focused on achieving this thing they call AI reasonability.
And the mission is huge, to help seniors think and grow enriched by 2026.
So we should be really clear. This isn't just about showing someone, how to click a button.
Not all.
We're looking at a structured nonprofit movement here. The Senior AI Foundation, it's a 501c3, and its whole goal is to empower senior citizens through AI mastery.
And that mastery is aimed at solving a really vital problem. Communication and legacy.
Legacy, yes.
They recognize that a whole lifetime of knowledge can often just remain static, or it's hard to share across generations. So they want seniors to use AI to better communicate the really complex nuances of their lives.
To their family, friends, professional advisors.
Exactly. Bridging that tech gap and strengthening those intergenerational connections. That context, I think, turning wisdom into accessible communication, that's what gives this whole framework its emotional weight.
Absolutely. The goal is to move beyond just using a new gadget and actually use AI to solidify a personal legacy.
And what's really fascinating here is the power of that term they use, reasonability. It immediately shifts the whole focus. It suggests that AI isn't a tool for replacement, which is the common fear,
Right.
but that it's a dedicated partner for reasoning. They see it as a catalyst for transforming that static, stored wisdom into something dynamic, a living resource. It's all about amplification.
I have to push back on that just a little.
Okay.
Isn't reasonability isn't it great marketing language? If the AI is generating the summary or outlining the structure of some profound secret, is the senior really reasoning? Or are they just kind of curating the AI's output?
That's a fair challenge.
Yep.
And it really goes to the heart of their whole philosophy.
Okay.
The foundation would argue the reasoning happens in two key places. First, in the initial decision of which wisdom to share, and second, in the curation and that grounding process, which we'll get into.
I see.
The senior is the domain expert. They supply the specific facts. They edit the final narrative. The AI is just providing the mental scaffold to get started.
And that amplification isn't vague. They've specified these key nutritional areas of growth. It's almost like menu categories for their legacy projects.
Yes, the source material outlines 4 main areas for enrichment. We're talking about things like financial literacy, documenting family history.
Important stuff.
Very important. Passing on local craftsmanship, or even sharing the secret to a resilient marriage. These are all examples of complex, invaluable wisdom that, without AI, might just get lost.
And the ambition here is it's what makes it stand out. They have this goal to reach 1 million seniors over time with what they call the SAFE experience. That's senioraifoundation.org.
Well, to achieve that kind of scale, you need a serious distribution plan.
Yeah.
And they're leveraging some pretty big resources. The foundation plans to use $10,000 a month in Google ad grants.
Wow, so that's $120,000 a year.
A year, just to promote this vision.
That's not a footnote, is it? That ad grant usage says a lot about their strategy. They're not just waiting for people to find them.
No, they're actively going out.
They're using Google search to find seniors who are already looking for solutions related to, financial advice or family history. It's really a large-scale public education campaign.
Precisely. They're using institutional-level tools to scale something that's incredibly personal. It's a very calculated move.
Okay, so if that's the philosophy, let's get into the main cooking process. What are the key appliances in this senior AI kitchen?
We're dealing with 4 main ingredients or tools: Gemini, Notebook LM, YouTube, and an app called Gamma.app.
And the beauty of it is the daily routine, right? It's a consistent, repeatable process.
So critical when introducing new technology.
So step 1 is what they call the morning check-in. This is the prep work.
Right. This uses Gemini, the AI chatbot. The idea is you start your day by just explaining to Gemini what you did yesterday and what you want to do today.
A simple conversation.
A simple conversation. You might ask it to brainstorm a news story idea or just summarize your goals for you. The result is just mental clarity, a clear menu for the day.
Okay, so that's the prep. Then the serious cooking starts in phase 2, the senior AI kitchen.
This is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
And the main appliance here is Notebook LM, which they call the oven.
The oven, I like that. So the next step is moving that morning clarity over to Notebook LM. You literally copy and paste the summary from Gemini into a new notebook.
That's the first part of it, yes.
But my question is, Why Notebook LM? I mean, why not just a standard Word doc or a Google Doc? What's the specific technical benefit of this grounding process for a senior with, say, a huge archive of their history?
And that is the essential difference. Notebook LM acts as a personalized, secure index of the senior's life.
Okay.
When they upload their specific notes, family histories, photos, research documents, the AI doesn't just store the files. It learns from them. It internalizes their voice, their facts, their specific context.
Oh, interesting. So if a senior who was, I don't know, a chemical engineer, uploaded their old technical reports and then asked a question about their career, the answer would only be based on their documents, not the general internet.
Precisely. The result is a cooked piece of content, a memoir, a guide that is solidly grounded in the senior's own facts and sources. It's the difference between generic AI and personalized amplification.
Which brings us naturally to step 3, plating and serving, the distribution.
Which leverages gamma.app for presentations and, of course, YouTube for video.
So you take that perfectly cooked content from Notebook LM and you use Gamma to instantly turn it into these beautiful high accessibility presentations. We're talking large fonts, warm images.
All designed for an older audience.
Yeah.
And YouTube for the video explainers. The result is professional-grade communication that connects them with their family and this global mission.
Wait, you said a term there, and we've used it a couple of times. Let's define it. AI bloomer. What is an AI bloomer in this context?
Oh, right. The AI bloomers are the community. They're the senior learners who are actively engaging with this stuff late in life.
It's a purposeful term.
Very. It emphasizes continued growth, learning, sharing. It positions this stage of life not as winding down, but as a new bloom of intellectual activity, all powered by these tools.
That connects beautifully with some of the other conceptual tools they've built. Tell us about the strawberry telling technique.
It's a phenomenal metaphor for simplification.
Okay.
It means taking the seeds of a complex idea, all the detailed research, the dense facts, and presenting only the sweet fruit of the story. You share the emotional takeaway that's instantly digestible.
So you don't bog the reader down in the dense context?
Exactly. And that technique is part of a larger process they visualize as the Spark to Legacy process. It really illustrates the whole journey.
From raw experience to a permanent digital asset.
That journey starts with what they call the raw ingredients, wisdom. This is the senior's deep-lived context. 40 years of gardening knowledge, a career in welding.
The good stuff.
This the seed you want to amplify. Then comes the AI spark. Imagination. This is using Gemini as a creative partner. So instead of feeling stuck, you give it a prompt like, Gemini, outline a video for my grandkids about resilience using the story of my first job in 1965.
And you get an instant structure.
An instant blueprint. Then you move into the slow simmer, Notebook LM, the grounding phase. By feeding it their specific journals, the AI learns their unique voice. If they had a nickname for their old boss, Notebook LM will use that nickname. It keeps it authentic.
And all of that leads to what they call the aha moment.
The moment where the senior realizes, I'm not being replaced by AI, I am being amplified by it.
That's a powerful realization. Okay, so this intentional mechanism, it's fascinating. The whole system isn't just for personal creation, it's designed for community growth. And they achieve that through what they call the Reciprocity Recipe.
Yes, it's the mechanism designed to keep the community's cupboards full of wisdom. It's a 3-step loop. The give, the reciprocity trigger, and the ask.
And the trigger is the most interesting part, isn't it?
I think so. It's designed to tap into a core psychological need that's really common in this group, the desire to share wisdom and experience.
Okay, so let's run through an example. The course cooking exchange using Notebook LM.
Okay, so the give is significant. A finished communication course or a really high-value guide that someone can use right away.
For free.
For free. That's the reciprocity trigger. It creates this natural sense of gratitude. Then comes the ask, which is, I cooked up this guide for you. Do you have a story or a tip that worked for you? Send it over so I can add it to our community menu.
That's brilliant. The ask isn't for money.
No.
It's an invitation to become a contributor of wisdom. It shifts them from being a passive consumer to a valued co-creator.
Exactly. Or look at the distribution step, the visual banquet with gamma.app. The give is presenting the content in that beautiful, accessible format.
Respecting the audience.
The trigger is making them feel seen and valued. And the ask is so gentle. I laid the table with this presentation. How does it look? I'd love to see a link to something you've created. They're just asking for participation.
It all comes back to their core principle, what they call the law of the senior AI kitchen.
Which is, In this kitchen, the more we give away our best recipes for success, the more the community fills our cupboards with the wisdom of experience.
Well, we give the tech. They give the heart. It's a self-sustaining social and intellectual engine.
To kind of summarize this whole deep dive, what we've uncovered is a highly sophisticated framework for AI adoption. The senior starts with an idea, their raw wisdom. They use Gemini for the creative spark, Notebook LM for the slow simmer, and that critical grounding in their own facts, and then Gamma and YouTube for the serving.
And that whole cycle is fueled by the Reciprocity Recipe. So the legacy is constantly being shared and valued by the community, not just sitting in a digital drawer.
What's really fascinating to me is that the framework ensures AI isn't just a tool for, personal automation. It's a catalyst for sharing and amplifying a lifetime of experience. That seamless conversion from static knowledge to dynamic, shareable content. That is the definition of what they call simmering reasonability.
So what does all of this mean for you? If this spark-to-legacy process can convert a specific piece of your wisdom, your family history, your professional expertise into a permanent, searchable, and shareable digital legacy using just a few tools, how much of your own unique, raw ingredient knowledge are you currently letting remain static? This concept invites you to consider AI as the creative partner you need to immediately convert your own stored context into a dynamic resource for the next generation. That challenge starts the moment you decide which story to tell.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into something that could be a total game changer for your nonprofit. It's a massive opportunity that's kind of hiding in plain sight, a way to get your message out there like never before. Let's jump right in.
So if you're in the nonprofit world, you know this feeling, right? You have an incredible, vital mission, but trying to cut through all the digital noise to reach donors and volunteers, well, it can feel impossible sometimes. You're definitely not alone in that struggle.
But what if I told you that Google has a secret weapon built specifically for organizations like yours to tackle this exact problem? Seriously, our sources are calling this the single most powerful tool for a nonprofit to get noticed.
Just stop and think about that for a second. What could your organization do with an extra $10,000 every month just for advertising? How many more people could you help? How many more supporters could you find?
There's the number, $10,000. That's a pretty significant boost to your budget, wouldn't you say?
And here's the absolute kicker. This isn't a one-time deal. We're talking about a recurring grant of $10,000 in ad credits every single month. You do the math. That's a whopping $120,000 a year completely free. So, what is this magic program? It's called Google Ad Grants. Basically, it gives eligible nonprofits free money to run text ads on Google Search. So when someone out there is searching for causes you support, bam, your ad can show up right at the top, sending them straight to your website. It's a true game changer.
Okay, so the big question is, how do you get your hands on this? How do you unlock this treasure chest? Well, you'll be happy to hear the requirements are actually pretty straightforward. Let's walk through exactly what you'll need. So here's the path. First, and this is the big one, you need to have a valid 501c3 status. Next, you just have to register with GoodStack, who is Google's partner for this. And finally, you got to have a solid, high-quality website that plays by Google's rules. That's pretty much it.
All right, knowing the rules is one thing, but having a clear plan makes it so much easier. So here is a simple, 3-step action plan to get this grant locked in for your organization.
Okay, step 1, double-check that your 501c3 status is all official and up-to-date. Step 2, go get verified through GoodStack. And get this, the source material says this is super quick, usually just 3 to 5 business days. And then step 3, just do a quick review of your website. Make sure it looks good, works well, and fits with Google's ad policies.
Now this is really important. A direct quote from our source says, funds don't roll over. That means if you don't use the full 10 grand in any given month, it just vanishes. Poof. It is a classic use it or lose it situation.
But hey, don't let that stress you out. Instead, think of it as a new, exciting goal for your team. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to use every single dollar of that grant each month to get more eyes on your cause, drive donations, and find volunteers.
And it gets even better, because once you're verified for Google for Nonprofits, you don't just get the ad grants. You unlock a whole suite of other amazing tools, including Google's powerful AI and collaboration software.
You know, as one expert puts it, AI is here to stay whether we like it or not. But for nonprofits, this isn't scary. It's actually a huge opportunity to work smarter, not harder. Let me show you what I mean with a real example.
The power here is incredible.
I mean, imagine using a tool like Notebook LM. You could literally upload years of donor reports and just ask it, hey, what are the biggest trends here? Or on the flip side, you could upload your employee handbook, and then your team could just ask it questions about PTO instead of bugging HR. It's a huge time saver. And on top of the ad grant and the AI tools, getting verified also means you get free or seriously discounted access to Google Workspace. We're talking Gmail, Docs, Drive, all the tools your team needs to collaborate, all in one place. So, let's wrap our heads around this. We've talked about what it is, why you need it, and how to get it. The value is just immense. It's a direct pipeline to the people who need to hear your message, right on the world's biggest search engine, right? At the end of the day, the Google Ad Grant is so much more than just free advertising. It's not about clicks or data points. It is a megaphone. It's Google handing you a megaphone to shout your mission from the rooftops to the exact people who are looking for a cause just like yours. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Your mission is important. The work you do is vital. There is a tool out there, right now, designed to help you find the people who want to support you. The only question left is, how will you use it to make your mission impossible to ignore?
Thanks for listening to this deep dive from our AI explainers. I hope these explanations have helped clear the air and spark some new ideas. Now, I'd like to invite you to take the next step. If you want to keep learning and building your skills, head over to our free registration at the seniorAIsupercampus.com. There, you can subscribe for free to receive ongoing AI training specifically designed for seniors and their family and friends. It's a place where you can subscribe and grow enriched in the tradition of Think and Grow Rich. I'm Mike Hughes Hayes. Thanks for joining me in the Senior AI Kitchen. I'll see you on campus.